Hey everyone, this is Jason, CNCDXFiles.com, here with a short tutorial on how to do another beginner custom conversion. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go File, create a new document. Let's see, we'll just name it Test here real quick. Give me a second here. There we go. Now width and height, I usually just make it as large as I can, so I'm going to hit OK. And from there I'm going to go File, and I'm going to use the Place tool from the drop-down menu, Place. And we're going to go into our conversion practice videos and images. And we did the beginner tree, so we're going to do the beginner mountain. And we're going to hit Place. And so now if we zoom in, that photograph has actually been pulled into Adobe Illustrator, the new document. And so I'm going to select it with the selection tool. It highlights it, tells you it's been selected. We're going to go here to the transform tool, which if you don't have this dialog box up, window, align, and that's going to bring up the align, but you can also find transform through the window drop down menu. It's down at the bottom. Transform, click that there, and so now that transform is up. So what this is going to do is it's going to tell us a little information about the photograph that you have placed, or the image that you've placed. It says it's 10 inches wide, 12 inches tall. Let's see, it's not very thick in here. The design work of the mountain's not very thick, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. I'm going to go 16 inches wide, and as long as this is toggled on, you'll see the chain link is constrained. Now it's not constrained, that's exploded, so it was constrained, so it actually sized it proportionately. So we have it sized to the size that we want, 16 inches wide by 18 inches tall, which 18 inches tall is this whole document right here. From here all the way to the bottom, that's 18 inches. So the width is really 16 inches. The height isn't going to be 18 inches. It's just telling us what this photograph, the frame of the photograph is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to opacity. I'm going to change that down to about 70%, maybe even 60%, over to object. And what we're going to do is we're going to lock this into place. We're going to zoom in a little bit here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the pen tool. We're going to hold down, select the pen tool, and we'll just find a point here to start out. Click, click again and drag, click again and drag. Click and drag it into place. Hold in the Alt key. You can constrain the handlebar here, so we're going to round it over this, and then click down into here. Click over into here. Actually, we can pull it into place a little bit. And so after a while, you get really used to where you want to place these nodes so that you can actually place it right along the path with a high degree of accuracy. The endpoints, we're going to round that. And as you can tell, there's some white fill color associated with it. It's blocking out the image below. We don't want that, so what we're going to do is we're going to select that path, and we'll go up to fill color here, and we're going to go to none. And once you take away the color, you can actually see the underlying photograph or image that you're working with. We're going to click the pen tool again, and if you hover over the last end point, end node point, it's going to give you a straight line. It tells you it's going to take off from there. So we click that, and then the next click that we have is actually going to be part of that existing line. So that's what we want. So we're just going to continue on around this mountain, and we're just clicking and dragging into place, clicking and kind of dragging into place. Try to get it as close as you can. A lot of practice here. Takes time to develop that hand-eye coordination to allow you to really place it in the spots that you need to put it. And so holding the Alt key in is a very important part of the process as well. That way you can constrain where these handlebars are at, because it ultimately will kind of dictate the angle of the line that you're drawing next. So what I'm doing is I'm just clicking, dragging into place, clicking and dragging into place, clicking, dragging into place, hold in the Alt key, swing that handlebar back up in this position, and let's see, we're going to undo that and try it again here. Now let's undo two of those here, and so what we're going to do is try this again, hold in the Alt key, and we'll constrain that handlebar in really close. So there, that makes it look a lot better. Just clicking and dragging, and that's pretty much the whole process of really creating the cut path for your CNC cutting system is just that clicking and dragging tool right there with the pin tool. So we've made a straight point, so what we're going to do is we're going to re-hook it up here, click the pin tool again, hover over the end node point, click on that, and then we can take off directly from there. So we'll just kind of go down and around, back up around this side. And so once you get familiar with this tool, you'll actually be able to move quite quickly along the outlying sides of the artwork, and it will really make a quick job of converting images and photographs into a cut-ready DXF file for your CNC cutting system. It takes practice, so you want to practice this exercise several times and really get familiarized with that clicking and dragging process. And here I actually did accidentally put the node point up too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold in the Shift key and bring it back into place. Shift key will allow you to move that node point around by itself. The Alt key, when you hold that in, it allows you to change the handlebar on there. So we linked it up, we clicked on the very first node there, and what that does is it creates one solid object. So now if we add some fill color to it, we can see that we have that mountain, this beginner mountain outlined. So from that point, I'm going to select it with a selection tool, and then we're going to go, excuse me here, we'll go back here to the artwork with the hand tool. We'll select the artwork, click on it, object, or edit, copy, edit, paste, and that's going to give us another image. And so I'm going to move this over to the side. We'll take out the fill color, and we'll change the stroke to black there, and then we'll change the stroke weight to, let's see, 0.001, and I'm just going to manipulate this manually, so it's going to be 0.001, enter, and now this is what you want to export as a DXF file. You don't want to export anything with color, fill color, or anything like that. It won't allow the DXF file to be generated correctly. DXF files don't contain any kind of color information, so if you associate color information with a DXF file, it's going to create some kind of error code typically. So we want to select the design that we just created. We're going to go to File, the drop-down menu, Export. We want to export it as, we're going to go beginner tree, and we're going to change it from AutoCAD DWG to AutoCAD interchange file.dxf. Hit save. Actually, no, that's not a tree. We want to go beginner mountain. There we go. That's what we want. Beginner mountain. And so we'll hit save there, and it will save as the beginner mountain. It's going to give you the DXF, DWG export options up here. AutoCAD 2000, scale it 1 inches to 1 units. Number of colors 8. JPEG is the file format that we like to save as. We're going to change the options for maximum editability and export the selected artwork only. So only the artwork that's selected right now is going to be exported as a DXF file. So we're going to hit OK. And that's going to generate the DXF file from Adobe Illustrator.